When PCS orders arrive, the best way to sell your Huntsville home on time is to start immediately, know your numbers, and choose a selling strategy that fits your report date. Don't wait until the movers are scheduled. A typical home sale can take several months from preparation to closing. If your PCS window is only 60 to 90 days, every week matters. I'm Steve Stinson with Keller Williams Realty. I've been helping people move across the Tennessee Valley since 2005. If you're considering a move, schedule your complimentary strategy call. A short conversation can save you time, money, and help you make better decisions. The link is in the description. The good news is that receiving PCS orders does not automatically mean you have to accept a low offer or make a rush decision. You normally have 5 options. You can sell through a traditional listing. You may be able to market an assumable VA loan. You can rent the home, which you can move and close remotely, or you can accept a cash offer when speed matters more than the money you walk away with. The right answer depends on your timeline, your equity, your mortgage, and the condition of the home. Since 2005, I've worked with homeowners throughout Huntsville and Madison County, including military families connected to Redstone Arsenal. Here's how I would approach the decision. First, know your actual numbers. Before you decide whether to sell or rent, you need a realistic estimate of what your home is worth in today's Huntsville market. Not what an online estimate says, not what your neighbor sold for 2 years ago. You need to look at the homes buyers will compare with yours right now. You also need your current mortgage payoff, estimated selling expenses, and a written estimate of your net proceeds. That net number matters. It tells you how much money you may have available for your next home. It also tells you how much flexibility you have when reviewing offers. At the same time, confirm your report date and whether you have any flexibility in your move. Then contact your mortgage company and ask whether your loan is assumable. If you are considering renting the property, get an honest rental estimate and calculate the expenses before making that decision. Once you have those numbers, you can evaluate your options. For most military homeowners, a traditional sale will produce the strongest financial result when there is enough time. That usually means preparing the home quickly, marketing it professionally, and pricing it correctly from the beginning. Pricing is especially important during a PCS move. You do not have time to test an inflated price for 3 or 4 weeks and then slowly work your way down. The first couple of weeks are normally when a new listing receives the most attention. Buyers believe the home is overpriced. Many of them will simply move on to another property. That's a real concern in Huntsville because buyers may be comparing your resale home with a new construction. A builder may be offering closing cost assistance, an interest rate incentive, or money toward upgrades. Your price has to make sense compared with both resale homes and builder incentives. The home also needs to be easy to show. You don't have to renovate everything. Focus on the items buyers will notice immediately. Clean thoroughly. Remove excess furniture and personal belongings. Address obvious repairs. Improve the front entrance and landscaping. Make sure the home feels cared for. When the home is prepared properly and priced where buyers see value, it may be possible to get from listing to closing within your PCS timeline, but that outcome cannot be guaranteed. Market conditions, the buyer's financing, inspections, appraisals, and the condition of the property can all affect the schedule. Your second option may be a VA loan assumption. If you have a VA mortgage with an interest rate below current market rates, a qualified buyer may be able to take over the loan. That can make your home more attractive because the buyer may receive your existing interest rate on the remaining loan balance, but an assumption is not automatic. The buyer must qualify. The mortgage company must approve the transaction, and the buyer must cover the difference between your loan balance and the purchase price. For example, suppose your home sells for $350,000, but you only owe $250,000. The buyer still needs a way to cover that $100,000 difference. That may require cash, secondary financing, or another approved source of funds. You should also ask the lender about your release of liability and what happens to your VA entitlement. If a civilian assumes the loan, your entitlement may remain connected to that mortgage. Another eligible veteran may be able to substitute their entitlement, but you need to confirm the details with your lender or a knowledgeable VA loan professional. A low-rate assumable loan can be a valuable marketing advantage. It just needs to be explained accurately. Hey, if you're not planning a move right now, share this video with someone who is. I'm sure they'll find it helpful, and I'd be glad to help them make a wise move too. Your third option is renting the home. Renting may make sense when the report date is too close for a comfortable sale, or when the financial numbers support keeping the property. Huntsville has rental demand connected to Redstone Arsenal defense contractors, the FBI, and people relocating into the area, but a strong employment base does not automatically make every home a good rental. You need to compare the expected rent with all of your expenses. That includes the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, HOA dues, maintenance, vacancy, repairs, and property management. You may also need to change from a homeowner's insurance policy to a landlord policy. If you are stationed outside Alabama, I strongly recommend hiring a dependable local property manager. Trying to manage tenants, repairs, inspections, and emergencies from another state can become a serious burden. Renting can buy you time, but it also means keeping the debt and accepting the responsibilities of being a landlord. Run the numbers before you commit. Your fourth option is moving first and closing remotely. You do not have to remain in Huntsville until the sale closes. Alabama real estate closings are handled by licensed real estate attorneys, and remote closings are common. Depending on the circumstances, documents may be signed with a mobile notary. A properly prepared power of attorney may also allow a spouse or another authorized person to sign certain documents. The closing attorney and your lender will need to approve the signing process. This option can keep you from accepting a major discount just because your report date arrives before the closing date. However, someone still needs to manage the property after you leave. The utilities may need to stay on. The lawn needs to be maintained. The home needs to remain clean and ready for showings. Repairs may need to be coordinated. A local agent and a reliable service network become especially important after you have moved. The fifth option is accepting a cash offer. A cash buyer may be able to close quickly, sometimes within a couple of weeks, but speed usually comes with a price. An investor typically needs to purchase below market value to cover repairs, carrying cost, risk, and profit. That does not make every cash offer bad. It means you need to understand exactly how much convenience is costing you. Before accepting a discounted cash offer, compare it with the amount you are likely to net from a traditional sale. Do not compare only the offer prices. Compare the money you would actually receive after expenses, repairs, concessions, and carrying costs. A cash sale may be reasonable when the home needs major work, you cannot manage it after leaving, or the reporting deadline creates an urgent financial problem. It should not be the automatic choice simply because you received PCS orders. There is also a tax issue military homeowners should understand. The general primary residence capital gains exclusion is based on owning and occupying the home for at least 2 of the previous 5 years. Certain active duty service members on qualified extended duty may be able to suspend that 5-year period for as long as 10 years. That can be important if you moved away from Huntsville, rented the house, and are now considering selling it. Tax situations vary, especially when a primary residence becomes a rental. Confirm your specific situation with a qualified tax professional before making assumptions about capital gains taxes. Here's the simplest plan I can give you. As soon as you receive PCS orders, get a realistic market analysis and a written estimate of your net proceeds. Next, confirm your mortgage payoff, whether the loan is assumable and what rent the property could realistically produce. Then choose the strategy that fits your report date and financial situation. Sell traditionally when you have enough time and want to protect your equity. Consider an assumption when your mortgage terms create a genuine advantage. Rent only when the numbers work after all expenses. Use a remote closing when moving before the sale is the most practical solution. Consider a cash offer when certainty and speed are worth more to you than maximizing your proceeds. A PCS move already comes with enough deadlines and uncertainty. The biggest mistake is waiting too long and then being forced to choose from fewer options. If you have PCS orders and need to sell a home in Huntsville or Madison County, a short conversation can save you a lot of time and guesswork. Schedule your free 20-minute strategy call using the link in the description. You do not need every detail figured out before that conversation. You just need your approximate report date, mortgage information, and the address of the property. From there, you can build a realistic plan that protects your timeline, your equity, and your next move.